Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela. This morning I'm taking you guys through a custom-built Cimarron Showstar LX 8-pin bumper pull. So this one is not available, but we like to take you guys through our custom builds to show you exactly what you can do with these Cimarrons, especially when our customers do some really fun upgrades to kind of make it their own and exactly what they wanted. So before we get to it here in person, we'll go ahead and run through that drawing and those dimensions together. So one of the things this customer did was upgrade to 8 foot wide, and we have our standard 6'4" tall. With your 8 pins and a 7 foot front tack, you're looking at 23 feet and 3 inches long. And then we went with 37.5 tall pins in this one, so better for those taller animals, but you guys have the option of doing the 31 or the 37 on these guys. But we'll go ahead and get to the trailer right here at our front tack. We did do that fold down step right there, so easier to get in and out, especially when you go 8 foot wide. You don't get your running boards with it anymore, so it's nice to be able to step here versus trying to get all the way up in here. And then our door has your sliding bus window on it, so you get a little bit of ventilation through your tack room that way. Rubber mats on your floor are standard now. So it used to be carpet. Now you're gonna get this rubber mat standard without the upcharge. If you wanna go upgrade even further, you can change this out and upgrade to the gray rubber tread flooring. What that does for you is it's going to eliminate this seam right here, as well as the seams around the edges, because it's seamless flooring. So they cut it to fit and then they seal all the edges all the way around. Has a little bit of that tread on there for grip as well. But I do love that we're now getting the rubber mats standard without the upcharge, because this just makes so much more sense versus having the carpet in here. Especially, you guys can already see we've got some footprints from me walking in here this morning, checking it out. Up in the nose, got a couple things going on up here. So we've got a battery on board in this one. Always good to have batteries on board. This one does have the electric jack, which we'll check out at the end of this video. But nice for this, just to be able to run your lights and stuff without being plugged in to a truck or a generator. You've got your battery disconnect switch right here for that battery. So when you want to kill power, you guys can see all our lights just cut out right now. This is just going to prevent this from accidentally getting drained if you guys leave a light on. So use that disconnect right there. We have our red arc chargers right here, which are just now a built-in option on all of our trailers moving forward to help you guys keep these batteries charged up. Down here we have our breakaway battery kit. This is going to engage those trailer brakes if you guys do get disconnected with your tow vehicle, and we'll check that out up front as well. And then down here we've got our shore power cord for 30 amp service, because we did upgrade and we did that 30 amp power pack as well as an AC unit on this one. So when you're ready to plug into your portable gen to run that AC, you've got your power cord right there for it. And then over here we have a full-size matching spare tire, aluminum wheel there, and then again matching spare, so you guys can work this into that tire rotation program. And then up here we have that 30 amp kit. You guys have all your breakers in here, and then you're gonna get an outlet with it right there. You guys have outlets in your stock space on this one as well. And then over here we've got an OptiBrite light right here shining into your tack room. We'll also have one over our doorway as we exit, but nice to have 2 different light options in here to get your visibility in this bigger 7 foot tack space. And then up here we did do a set of the utility hooks with carpet behind. This is just going to allow you guys to have space to hang stuff without getting into the aluminum of your trailer. So it protects your trailer, helps maintain that resale value, and then protects whatever you hang up against here. And then the utility hooks versus the bridle hooks that we see in our horse trailers, just to have the extra width on the hook and the space in between, so when you're hanging hoses and stuff up there, you're not trying to cram it on those smaller bridle hooks. Over here we did do a pass-through into the stock space. So this will lead you right into your pen system right here. So if you're working off of this trailer or within this trailer, you have the accessibility to get from here to there easier. And then you'll notice on all of our doors, our pass-through, our front tack, and then our load space at the back, we did upgrade and add that head padding to all of those. So 6'4" tall, I am 6 foot. You guys can see kind of what this 6'4" height does to your doors here. You're gonna have to watch your head a little bit, but when you get in a hurry and you forget, having the padding is definitely a lifesaver there. And then the OptiBrite right here as well We've got our switch right here for those, but that's giving you your 2 lights in this front tack. And then as we step out, we did have one more light, a 16-inch awning right here, just over both of these doors. We have both of our man doors on this side of the trailer, so just went ahead and added that light right there for visibility over this space. If you guys are packing up or unpacking for that show early in the morning or late at night, you guys will be able to see what you're doing as you climb in and out of these spaces. This second door right here leads to our pen system, so this is getting you in that first pen right there. Again, with your 8-foot wide, we went ahead and did that fold down step right there just for ease getting in and out of this space without having to step all the way up there and causing a tripping hazard with this lip right here stepping back down. We did upgrade and add that head pad on that door as well. So keep that in mind if you guys are building. Those were something we added to our build here, but highly recommended, especially when you have the height that I have and these pen trailers getting pretty low. Just protects your head with those guys. Stepping back here on our windows, we do have the drop down windows with your built-in jail bars. These jail bars will drop down as well by pulling down on this middle bar. So you guys have the accessibility to get in there to your animals if you needed to, but also have the ability to open these windows and get a lot of good airflow and ventilation through there without having just an open air gap right there. And then you do have your sliding bus window built into this drop down as well. If you didn't quite need that much airflow, you can slide that open and close this guy up and just have a little bit of air movement. And then down below, we do have the drop down slats. So being your Cimarron LX, you're gonna get those fold down slats the length of this stock space. Get that up out of the way so you guys can see those. These are on gas shocks, so they are kind of tricky to get down. You're going to be pulling on this knob right here. Sometimes I do have to get 2 hands in there to get those down. But once you kind of know what you're working with and how they feel, they're pretty easy. But a lot of times our customers will struggle at first just because they don't know. They think it's locked or you got to twist it or something. Just give it a good tug and then those will drop down. They'll stay down for you so you can travel with those open down the road. You can also open it up at a show. And then you do have this bar across it so you don't have your animals getting their heads out right there. This trailer is sitting on 2 5,200-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles. So you get a GVWR of 10.4 on this trailer. Did do the regular aluminum spoke wheels. You guys can also change those out to black spoke if you prefer the black look. And then we did upgrade and add a bunch of marker lights on this one as well. Harder to see with all of our doors opened up, but we'll check them out on the other side as well. I know a lot of our show customers like to have those lights, so that's something that we always do. Whether it be on our inventory trailers or custom builds we're working on with our customers, we just kind of have the habit of adding all those marker lights. Make it look like a show trailer. Stepping around back, we do have the 2 50/50 doors on wraparound hinges. So these are folding all the way around, getting completely out of your way. So you're not trying to work around a door that's setting out at a 90-degree angle. Up top, we did do 2 of those 8-inch awning lights. So when you go 8 foot wide, you can actually fit 1 over each side there. And then our tail lights now have those built-in reverse lights. And I've got those turned on for you right now with our battery box up front. But you'll have your tail light and then your white X is your built-in reverse. And it's now gonna be in all of your tail lights. Rather than just having your single reverse light here, which was an upgrade, this is now standard to have these tail lights. And it really gets your visibility all the way back throughout the rear of this trailer versus just kind of like a flashlight pointing at one spot right there. Did do that rear ramp on this one. We went with the full width. You guys can also change that out and do that 50/50 split. You guys will notice our head pads back here as well. I mentioned we did that on all of our entrances. And then one other upgrade that my customer really wanted on this one were those powder coated pens. These powder coated pens have been really popular on a lot of trailers lately. What this is doing for you guys right here is it's covering up your bare aluminum. So if you do have those lighter colored white show animals in these pens and they lay down and rest up against those pens traveling down the road or at the show, they're not gonna get those black marks by powder coating these in white. You're not gonna have to deal with that, trying to wash them off before the show from those black streaks. So this is definitely gonna help speed up that process and keep your animals looking good for you. As we step in, we did just do aluminum on this floor right here. So this is what your Cimarron floor looks like under your rubber mats or underneath your worm flooring. It is just, it's all solid. We're not looking at aluminum planks. We're not looking at wood floor planks. This is all solid. And your pieces that do come together, they're interlocking. So it makes it a really solid floor. And underneath, if you were to peek under this trailer, you are looking at a trailer that sets on 4-inch centers. So your floor supports are every 4 inches apart. If you crawl underneath any other manufacturer, their standard is typically about 16 inches. We're looking at 4 on this one. And then your trusses underneath are actually V-shaped trusses. But left this one here aluminum, you guys can bed really deep on this guy. You can add some rubber mats or you can pour in that worm flooring later on. And then all of these pens, we went with the adjustable pen system as well, giving you guys the versatility to be able to switch these pens over. Just gonna pop this out right here and switch it over to this side. Now you guys have the option to kind of change out your pens wherever you need a bigger side, wherever you need to run your alleyway. The versatility just adds so much when you do these adjustable pens. You guys can flip them around. And then all of our posts in this trailer are also removable. So you guys will see them on AR latches. You guys can take out all of these posts. If you want to just run this wide open and completely take out your pen system, you guys have that option within this trailer. And then over here on these pens, I'll show you guys. Right here on this one, it's going to be on your right side right here that you can open these guys and latch these open. So if you were running your smaller side right here as your alleyway, you guys can lock these open to be able to travel your animals completely up and down this side on all of your gates. And then you have your exit door right there as well. If you were coming in and out and just walking down and you were penning your animals on this side, you needed to come in here and get them some water, get them some feed, get them loaded, unloaded off this trailer. You can come in through your alleyway right here and grab any of your animals from these pens and exit down that side of your trailer. And then we did do the AC unit, which I mentioned earlier with our 30 amp service. We have our AC in this stock space right here. So that with your insulated roof that you get on all of your Cimarron trailers is really gonna help keep this trailer cool when you're showing either off of it or you're just traveling to your show, especially in those summer months, especially down south where it gets really hot. This trailer is gonna stay really cool in here with your insulated roof and your AC unit. You don't quite need that much, but you want some airflow through here. We do have those two-way roof vents. Those come standard on your Showstar LXs. They work 2 different directions, so you guys can pop them open forwards or pop them open backwards and be able to manipulate that airflow to whatever you guys need. And then over here on this side, we've got, we'll just point it out right here so you guys don't have to look way up the trailer. We do have those outlets right there. We've got 2 on this side, evenly spaced. So you guys will be able to kind of use those to get some power back in here if you guys wanted to look at adding some fans later on, if you want to be able to plug in your blowers or your vacuums, anything back here, your clippers. You guys have power right here within your trailer. You're not having to try and unload animals and get power off the exterior somewhere. You could do it right in here where they're comfortable. And then we do have those 2 OptiBrite LEDs in here as well. This customer also upgraded and added the line and insulate package back here. That's not going to be standard, but something that's been very popular, especially when you have that AC unit. You're already getting the insulated roof on these Cimarrons, but now you're going to have your lined and insulated walls as well. It's really, really going to help with the temperature in this stock space back here. So it's nice to know when you guys go custom build, you guys can look at your basic or your standard Showstar LX package and see kind of what comes with it and what the upgrades are, and be able to really manipulate this spec sheet to your needs and be able to kind of pick and choose some of those options. You want to leave off the worm flooring but trade that out for the line and insulate package. You want to add the AC in here but skip it up in your front tack. Add some outlets over here, don't really need them over here. You guys can go full custom with these Cimarrons. And that's what makes it so appealing to a lot of people, is that they really can build them exactly how they need them and get them right now in a relatively reasonable time frame. So if you guys are considering a build and kind of looking at these options, now we don't really do many, if any, of the bumper pull pen trailers for inventory. So you want to be able to get one of these for yourself, you guys can look at these options and pick and choose just how this customer did. You went white sheeting on this one. You guys can also look at black charcoal or silver. And then our aluminum down below, mill finish. You guys can look at making that polish as well if you really wanted to make this trailer shine, though you do have to remember when you go polish, you're looking at just your citrus wash versus this one you can go with the acid wash on it. And then your 8 foot wide versus your smaller standard 6'10" wide or 7'6", going to that full 8 wide really gave you a lot of space in that stock area right there. Another good look at all those marker lights on our top rail. You guys can look at adding more of those, taking some off. Again, however you need to use or build and want these trailers to look, you've got options there. Drop down windows here are very easy to use, same as the other side, and they do pop into place so you can travel with those down. Gain access by dropping your jill bars as well. Same kind of setup over here. And then you do have your fold down slats as well. Again, with that bar right there so you don't get any animals sticking their heads out. As we work our way up front, another upgrade that we've done on this one and we will do on all of our bumper pulls moving forward is increasing the height of your tread bright, which is going to be this gravel guard right here. Standard is 18 inches. Cimarron has been listening to feedback and looking at just making standard a little bit taller. That 18 inches just doesn't quite get you enough protection as increasing to your 24 or even jumping up to that full 36 if you do frequent a lot of dirt roads. And then right here you will see their shore power plug-in right here. So for that 30 amp shore power cord we've seen earlier in that front tack, this is where you're going to plug that in. So you can set your portable gen right here and plug it right in there to be able to run that AC unit. Up front on our tongue, you guys will see this is just my battery box I had plugged in just to show you those marker lights. You guys can run all of those OptiBrights and stall lights off of your battery, but I like to be able to demonstrate those marker lights and turn those on for you guys, especially those reverse lights as well. So that's what that's doing. But when we're done with that, you're unplugged from your truck. Your 7-pin right here just stores right over here now. They have a nice spot for it. That way you're not having to kind of set it right here. Starts to rain, starts to snow and build up. You're gonna get water in here. Set it like that, your water's gonna trickle down your cord. So setting it in there gives it a nice place to go. I also mentioned that emergency breakaway system. So that's gonna be this guy right here. Whenever this becomes disconnected and pulls straight out of that black box, it's going to engage your trailer brakes. We do have your safety chains, your 2 5/16 inch ball, and then your electric jack that I mentioned. This is going to be your upgrade from your standard manual crank. Always nice to have the convenience factor of being able to push a button and have that guy go up and down. I know I have that on my personal Cimarron at home. Mine's a gooseneck, but I did have that electric jack added, and I just love the convenience of being able to hook up easier, especially if you're in an emergency, running late, need to get somewhere in a hurry. That guy's always nice. Going back through a quick couple things here, your floor length was 23 feet 3 inches. We're looking at 8 wide, 6'4" tall on this guy. This is your Showstar LX 8-pin bumper pull. The electric jack, upgraded a couple things with our tread bright, our AC in there, line and insulate package, those sort of things. Rear ramp, extra lights, powder coated pens. But remember, as I mentioned, you guys can custom build these and make them your own as well. If you guys want to go that route, this one is sold. You guys can reference this stock number though if you want to kind of do something similar to this guy. That one's going to be 5N250-238. This is a brand new 2026 model Cimarron Showstar LX. I would be glad to help you guys with your build as well. My name is Michaela. You guys can call or text me. That's 303-918-6367. You guys can shoot me an email as well if that's better for you. It's Michaela.Hall@transwest.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Monday morning, and we'll see you next time.